Hey Aquas, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Aquas, you have the Destroyer, the Vow, Agape, Alethea, and the Forest. This feels like a broken promise. Oh, I feel like somebody's really angry, honestly. Um, I don't know, the energy has been intense today, and I feel like I'm like in the air sign energy because like I don't have a reason to feel this level of intensity. You know what I mean? But it feels like a very high level of intensity. And it feels like somebody broke a promise. And I don't know who broke the promise, what promise they broke, but there's a broken promise that has rendered a great deal of anger. I almost feel like going so far as to say that it has triggered an abandonment wound, because the only reason people get extremely angry is if they have a trigger that is being exposed, right? Um, but I feel like no sooner is this trigger exposed than it is like this, like that elevation. Because once I see what it is that is upsetting me so much, name it and tame it. I almost feel like you found a way to articulate all of the things that you had never been able to say before. It's like somebody handed you the words. And then in that freedom of expression, you experienced the freedom of the emotion behind that expression, right? Because there's being dramatic, and then there's having like just someone who like exists in drama. And I always like to distinguish the two, because there are people who express fully. You know what I mean? Like Leos, we are orators. You know what I mean? Like you can walk into a room and you can speak something. I'm not calling you a Leo. I'm just saying like it's this gift, right? And they're known for being very dramatic, but they're not stirring drama, right? There's a difference between expressing yourself with a dramatic presence versus stirring drama. And I feel like you weren't really able to express how it wasn't sitting right for you, that like these two things that are like they're nothing alike, but it's like almost, but it's the same word you use to describe these two characteristics that are very like in opposition of one another. And I feel like you finally have the words to express it. And it's like you sat on that emotion because you didn't know what to say. And then once you finally figured it out, like how it is that you could express and articulate yourself to like a point that would get your point across, that you would be taken seriously, then it's like the emotion was allowed to come out, because that feels like an explosion of emotion that's very triggered from a place of, again, I want to say abandonment, but also I don't know. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Aquas, sending you all my love, because even though it feels like you are releasing a lot of tension that frees you from any kind of, I feel like there is just this sense of obligation. Like I I aligned myself with you because I believed in an obligation for the people, right? And then it's like, do you not see how much of a liar you are, right? It was that Jimmy energy of like somebody who, act like, they talk a big game. That's all it is. Fucking game. It's a bunch of words vomited out into the ether. You know what I mean? It's just like shut the fuck up, please. You are giving everyone else a bad name. Like, and fuck you for fooling me. That's what that feels like. I feel like you just told somebody what's up and you let it out. Like you kept it to yourself. You kept it to yourself until you didn't. Yeah, the Page of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Three of Wands. Again, it's just this idea of like behavior that is just continuous. That's like, okay, I couldn't call it at first because it was just little things here and there, but then the more I started to notice it, the more it started to make sense. And maybe that was that idea of like asking other people what to think, right? Because you wanted their opinion and you wanted to know, like, well, what do you think about this? Like, do you think that I'm reading into this? And I feel like maybe you were being, like somebody was gaslighting your experience because they didn't want you to see the truth and you trusted them. But like, why are you asking them to tell you what to think? Until you were able to really articulate exactly what it was that had been going on. And then the reality of the fact that they were cognizant of it, but just didn't want to have to deal with it. Didn't want to have to face it for what it was. Meanwhile, you have to face all this other shit because they won't face their own shit. No. Mm-mm. Aquas. Woo! This is just coming through. I feel like one of my aquas is just on some shit right now, like sending you my love. Like I can feel you pacing now. But it's just this like, how dare you? And now that you have this awareness, now that you have this means of understanding that you, like, it's almost like you wanted to believe that you were making something out of it. Like you wanted to believe that, like, no, this is just me, making a big deal out of something. And it's like, but the reality of it is you aren't making a big deal out of something. Like somebody else is completely gaslighting a reality because they don't want to face themselves. And it's affecting you. It's keeping you from your goal. It's keeping you from what it is that you promised yourself that you like was your goal, and you wanted to align yourself with people who shared in that goal, but they very, very clearly don't share in that goal. And they just run around spouting off at the mouth some bullshit, but nobody takes them seriously. Right? Okay, Aquas. Tell it like it is. All right. Yeah, I feel like there's just this, like, I'm done fighting. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm not even going to argue with it. Like, you cannot argue with stupid, right? And that was in the last read too. And there's really no nice way to say it other than that, like, it is what it is. And you can't argue with it. And if it's not that they're stupid, it's that they're manipulative. And that they will play you if they think they can get away with it. And you trusted them to not do that to you. Listen, skeezy people are skeezy people are skeezy people. I don't know. I've yet to bear witness to a skeezy person who somehow magically started behaving differently because somebody trusted them. Those are the people they prey on. Why would you think that you would be the exception? And I feel like you are, again, going in a direction with a knowledge of yourself. You know, you're like, fuck this noise. I'm out. Right. And that was in your last one too. Like, I gotta go. Like walking out the door, shaking the dog off your foot. I gotta go. I'm out. Y'all are ridiculous. I've got to go work on building something of value. Okay, Aquas. The mirror. Yeah, because it's like, you're just trying to, I feel like there's this idea of like somebody really confining you and like putting you in this. That was in your last read too. What? Like you exhibiting traits that other people looked at as though they could just prey upon them. And then almost like, I'm here to help you, buddy, but like all they're doing is making sure that nobody else can play you like they can play you. Like you're not protecting my gift. You're just feeding off of it and right corrupting it. I feel this sense of like you deserve these like y'all deserve each other. Like 110%, nobody's gonna disagree with that. Nasty ass souled motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like there is just, you're pissed. You're pissed. And you feel like you've just got to really overcome this, practice that awareness, know that like learn your lesson, right? Like you are in charge of protecting yourself and you are brilliant of your own accord. And you are not off down some path of some bullshit out of some egocentric, insecure ridiculousness. Like you have to prove yourself to the world by taking something completely absurd. You know what I mean? Like, no, like what is happening? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like you are like you drank the Kool-Aid and now it's coming back up at like projectile vomit. But the thing is that you knew what was happening all along. You just wanted, it's like you wanted to be lied to. You were like, please lie to me so I don't have to deal with this. Because to have to deal with this is to have to acknowledge a whole lot of things that I don't want to have to acknowledge. Namely, that I let you play me like a fucking fiddle. That's on me. Like that's what that feels like. Like I feel like you feel empowered and you feel like only the weak feed on the strong because the strong don't feed on the weak. Not in the spiritual world. That's those people who are of the world, abso-fucking-lutely they do. I feel like there's just this, like, you showed yourself to be of the world. Aquas. Okay. I just feel like I just want to cheer for you. Like, good for you. Good for you for having the courage and the strength to call a spade a fucking spade. You know? And fuck the people who thought they could play you because like they've showed their character. Fuck them. Whew. Aquas. All right. Hope this resonates with y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.